is in Baltimore?
Gate before portal, you'll always be mortal. But port before gate, you'll be in heaven by 8.
Fuck, I love
that's what they always say.
I thought it was by St. Peter, you will wait.
Oh, I'm pinching my nipples. That was so funny.
Portal before gate, and Jesus will be your roommate. But gate before portal.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a bag.
And you'll be reincarnated as Squirtle. Alright, that was a half a rhyme. And that was the only Pokemon I know, so I'm gonna have to fold my hand at this point and bow out with the Pokemon jokes. I had Squirtle. That was it!
I only know Pikachu.
There's like Charizard, right?
I just sucked in my belly so it would look sexier for Pinchuli on the camera. I don't know.
And then there's like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. That's a Pokemon, right? Bulbasaur, I choose you.
Ted Fluenza, Weatherman to the Stars. I can't tell if he does like weather for like solar bodies, like the actual stars. Yep, space is cold. Da, da, da. Or does he give different weather reports to famous people than what the weather actually is? But I feel it's one of those two things. Ted Fluenza, Weatherman to the Stars.
Where's he from? He runs like a coward.
He's from Clitawaka, Wisconsin.
Ew! Stream is enabled. It is 5 minutes until time for the show.
Get out of me! Get out of my house! For fuck's sake! I'm still ringing a bell. Okay. I'm taking a break. I got a half hour more. I gotta hop on for a half hour and do something. I know, look.
The night last night. Then I would have had my room next to
Oh.
Alright, boys, grease your whoozits and strap on your stupid.
If I were king of the forest.
That's crazy. I love that. Oh, wait, make that go away. Maybe I'll drop my video.
Come in my nostril once, shame on me. Come in my nostril twice. That depends on if it's the same nostril as the first time. At least go for the other nostril.
Do yourself a favor.
Left, right, left, right, left, right.
Stop limiting yourself. You can be that dream.
Imperative. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right.
Foster Diller, vagina. Foster Diller and a vagina with guacamoles, please. And I would like some hot sausage. Time for the slur.
Broadcasting live from Subbasement 27 deep in the heart of the Hypercore in America's California. This is time for the show. Your weekly Hypercubist radio broadcast ministry update. Doodad. And broadcasting live via Sub-Ethernet Hypercom that you too can access by going to timefortheshow.com, clicking the Discord button in the Time for the Show cone of silence. It's everybody's favorite marmalade flavored treat. It's Reverend Peas. Welcome back to the show, Reverend Peas. You're my special hand, and I'm glad that you're here.
We're good. It's an exciting show.
And of course, we before we introduce our other guests, did you want to introduce yourself this week? Did you want to tell everybody sorry preemptively, before your apology for quitting the show last week? Or?
I didn't quit the show last week.
Were you here?
I wasn't, but that doesn't imply me. Sometimes you don't show up for a shift. That's the way it is in the New Order.
I hate Star Wars. And coming to you from Star Wars Fan Central, live at Comic-Con 97, deep in the heart of one part of California that is not on fire. It's everybody's favorite American sweetheart, Fitchuli.
What up, my key phrases? That's my new rapper name, by the way. My new rap name is T-Phrase.
I think it'll carry. What kind of rap you gonna do?
Man, it's not about what kind of rap. It's about when I'm dropping those hot singles, man. Ask me when I'm gonna drop those singles. You're getting all philosophical about my art. What kind of rap, man? Rap, man. That's what kind of rap, man. Fucking rap.
Don't fuck with his flow, man?
What kind of rap, man? That's the whitest question anybody's ever asked me. All philosophical and shit, man. It's fucking rap.
Oh my god. Yo.
I didn't know you were wired to raise the roof.
Well, I didn't have it in me until I found the perfect rapper name, T-Phrase. And as soon as, I said that out loud to myself, the entire world of becoming a badass motherfucker who gets his paper and gets his bitches just opened up for me. And I found a new style.
I'm gonna make phrases inspired by paper and bitches.
Yeah, mine's gonna be Little Nickel.
My favorite part of the show. It's Cube News, all the news that's fit to Cube. Go ahead and tell them, Pease, what did you do about the total inventory blowout over the weekend?
The what?
How did you handle the Hypercube African American Friday event? It wasn't a day, it was an event.
Shopping days matter day. So,
All stores matter.
what the heck? Yeah, all stores matter. So I didn't, fucking motto he's got on the back of his all stores matter. But it's an exciting time to not shop, which I chose not to do. I didn't go to a lot of. There's a whole list of places that I wasn't going to, and I'll tell you, it's exhausting not doing that many things all within like an 8-hour period. I'm not going to do any of this stuff, and then not get any of it done. So it was good in that sense. I enjoyed it.
Well, really the most important thing you can do is just to remember. Just remember Black Friday.
Yeah.
Never forget Black Friday. Didn't you write a song about Black Friday? And about
It
how
wasn't a
important
song, it was a rap.
Friday, T-Phrase Friday. Good song. They're a good band. They're handsome.
Pass me that T-Phrase.
I think that band's neat. I think you too. They're neat.
They're fun. U2's neat and fun. Speaking of you too can join in the fun as Hypercube blows out the rest of its inventory rectal cleansing sale, and because this is the last pack of stickers, and there's 50 of these hollow foil stickers again. This is the last time that I got offered this deal, and that's the last time. So if you would like a shiny, grease-free, high-grade adhesive, I mean, I could tell you, you could stick these babies on just about anything. You could stick these on like an uneven surface, and it would probably stick. And you can get these over at hypercubego.com. All money goes to feed the starving peacocks at the Argus Fox Home for Argus's Allies, Peacock and Peahen Reserve. You ever heard a peacock call? What does a horsey say, Peas? Peas. Oh, he quit. Peas just quit the show. He snapped out.
He's looking for the ripcord on the side of the C and say. He's cheating.
Everything's clipping, so everything is clipping. So I turned my video off to see if it would make it better.
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, Fid, what sound does a horsey make?
It goes, please don't turn me into glue!
That brings us to my favorite part of the show. It's the mail, and there's actually, and we have mail here that I was going to share. I got a postcard which I received. This is from Reverend Ghost. This is going to Hypercube. Don't believe it, buddy, says this guy in front of what looks like a perforated styrofoam wall. And don't pass it on. Gossip is a grapevine that grows only sour grapes. Don't eat them. Produce better, live better. So obviously, I've been talking shit again, and now they're threatening me through the mail. So appreciate that. Yeah, I'm worried sometimes that I might be paranoid. Let's see, and what else did we get here? Oh no, we're gonna hold on to that one. This next one comes from a guy we'll call Bob, and oh man, look at that. This is fun interactive. You can watch me interact with this guy's mail live here. So Bob sent me an envelope, and inside that envelope there is another envelope that has his address on it and some stamps. It's a self-addressed stamped envelope, and what I do is I take, when I get one of these, and usually you put in $1, but for demonstrative purposes, we'll just thank Bob for his participation. And then look at that, he instantly gets a Hypercube Journeyman Assistance pamphlet right in the envelope, and that goes back in the mail, and it comes to him.
Right, on its way.
It's that easy, so you can do that too. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope, like Bob did, to P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. This next one that I got.
It's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. They can't stop you.
Speaking of Constitution,
mail is in the Constitution.
I got this. Check this out. I'm actually going to bring over.
What prevents you from doing it?
And this is a letter.
This is the easiest way to exercise your freedom.
And you can see that freedom has been expressed
Again,
all over
brought
this,
to you
on this
by the postal
typewritten letter. I don't
That shit funny.
Do you want me to read the letter on the air, Peas? Would that be good radio, or would that just be like a stupid, trivial waste of time?
Well, I don't know, because like,
I mean, it's written to me. I could read this correspondence aloud.
Well,
it is a letter, and it's typewritten.
It would be illegal for me to read it if it's addressed to you.
Yeah, you shouldn't open other people's mail. You know, like even the mail that comes to you that's addressed to other people. If you open that, that's a crime. You should go turn yourself into the authorities immediately. You say, "Dear Lord and peace officer, I have committed a sin." And then you tell them that you've been opening other people's mail. And then and you just accept what they give you. That's a crime. Dr. Fox, enjoy getting unsolicited, unspeakably weird things in the mail for free? Well, frankly, I'm sick and tired of waiting for the weirdness to come to me. Submitted for your approval, Doctor, is my brief missive of madness. This is in red. In this arid wilderness of steed and stone, I raise up my voice that you may hear. Oh, who shall understand but you? Yea. Yea? Ye.
That's a good question. That's a question.
Yeah?
Are the letters red, like the color red, and typed out like the rest of the letter was?
They were red, and they were in all capitals.
Okay, that's just because I think that's important.
This next one is what I think they call a regular black. These two lines of verse represent two very different streams of thought of the 20th century. We live now in a world defined by these two ideologies. An example of how much the world has changed since these lines were written is... An example of how much the world has changed since these lines were written is demonstrated upon discovering how easily you shall discover the sources of these lines. The technological condition has defined the destiny of our species since the first monk prayed for a machine to ring the bells automatically. Slowly, gradatum ferociter, we have surrendered an increasingly large share of our connection to any of the legion of machines that we depend on each and every day. We no longer control our world. No human does. The real conspiracy is to hide the fact that there is no conspiracy, that the world is run by people who have no more idea what's going on than you did the first time you had to work without your manager holding your hand. I am not advocating a return to primitivism. I am not advocating a return to primitivism, or even giving up electricity. I am merely suggesting that we voluntarily revert to more durable and direct means of accomplishing our ends. Hence this hipsterific typewritten letter. It's easy to laugh at girls on Instagram posing next to sad, neglected, ribbonless typewriters. But you are holding in your very hands the tangible, empirical evidence that not only is it just as good as email, it is objectively better. Objectivists, I know where this is going. Objectively, precisely because it is an object. It is imperfect, impure, and it's got errors marked over in it. It is imperfect, impure, incomplete, but it is real. This is the first argument I make. I challenge you to say that you would have preferred to receive this rant by email. No, because I wouldn't have read it. And yet, what is to be gained by my pontification? To what God or spirit ought I raise my plea? This is not, actually, my intent. You see, it is precisely the obsolescence of this medium that lends it power. Not the typewriter, romance. Yes, I intended, and romance looks like it's copied, like something's been redacted and romance has been inputted. Input. Yes, I intend to propose that nostalgia can be, to coin a phrase, weaponized. There is a real semiotic potential in the cycles of resurgent and nascent nostalgia that adheres to any zeitgeist, especially when it is in actual or perceived state of decline. I don't claim to have any insight into your quote, artistic, end quote, intent behind Hypercube, but I have seen enough of your material to know that you're minimally a clever sumbitch. I would love to talk more, and I believe that this medium is maximally conducive to maximum discretion, as the only likely readers beside yourself or I are likely to be people who will read the first page, call it bonkers, and send it on its merry way. And there's a couple of recommendations there. There's like postscript. Who wants to read a letter without a PS part at the end? Reject the modern world. And there's a request in here about keeping their ID secret, but I don't know which level of their identification they're wanting to keep secret. But I did receive like gifts with this one, including this looks like an imprint of the top of a donut box, and I can't really see that very well on there. There's also a green poly resin hypercube nodule. And there was where'd he go? There he is. And we have a bob with a broken pipe, so barely a bob at all. He has no bowl on his pipe, and I didn't happen to see one in the envelope, so I am to presume that Bob was sent to me without the bowl of his pipe, and that is what's in the mail. So, yeah, if you'd like to get something from me or send something my way, again, send a self-addressed stamped envelope or your incoherent ramblings to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. That's my favorite part of the show. We seem to have lost peas.
Yeah, just a note there for the viewers. If you are going to send Dr. Fox a self-addressed stamped envelope, make sure to line the inside with plastic, because you never know what kind of specimen he might return back to you. So, pro tip for the kids.
Well, I always like getting stuff in the mail, and that's fun. So I gotta get all my things set up. I had actually set up. It's still back here. Look at this. There's the remnants of a green screen.
If an aborted fetus is not legally a life, then does that mean it's legal to send it through the mail?
You can send chickens through the mail. They're alive, aren't they?
You might bring it back to life if you send it through the mail.
Like
I think that's where I came from.
A little bit of that male privilege will bring them back to life.
Yeah, my mom had an abortion on the beach, and then they took me and they put me in a bottle and threw me out to sea. And I guess just that salty air.
They thought you were the biggest scrimp cocktail they had ever seen.
Yeah, so they put me in a bottle, hucked me in the air out to sea, and made a wish.
And then just let the seagulls pick up all the afterbirth. That's a heartwarming story, Fit. I'm glad that worked out for you.
Well, damn, I came here to chew bubblegum and fuck peas, but I'm all out of peas.
Yeah, he doesn't seem really committed to the show anymore. We let him have last week off. You know, we let him. And now
well, you did say he was clipping. I think he meant he was cutting out. But he said he was clipping. I knew he didn't.
No, I think what he's doing is it's harassment. It's intentional. There should be a line, and I don't appreciate it. I think he's trying to make a mockery out of time for the show. Something.
Well, let's get him back. While he's not here, let's do his favorite part of the show.
Yeah, do it.
Oh! Tried to sneak it in.
Come on, Fid. You know I could never say anything bad about my favorite Huggle Buggle Wuzzle Snuzzleboo, Reverend
I can.
Peas.
He's too handsome. He's just way too handsome. It's not fair. He's hogging all the handsomeness.
There's the handsome reserves are in high demand these days. What are you getting per gallon? Peas? Fit,
Juice?
What?
Of juice?
Of handsome. I guess handsome juice.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to get the handsome from me to you without applying it in some kind of lotion juice-based formula?
Well, I mean, the product is a juicy lotion formula. How we get that is our patented process. We do it the old-fashioned way.
But it's official.
The way Mom and Dad remember how it used to be. You know,
I am juiced regularly.
To handsome extraction peas, our techniques are pure as an effort to save.
Hands down.
Yeah,
I agree with
Dr.
you.
Frost and I, we teamed up with the good people at the company who made the dip for Roger Rabbit that would kill cartoons. And their engineers came up with a handsomeness siphon.
Wouldn't they technically be chemists?
They're chemical engineers.
Okay, well, just clarify. You know, if you can tell a story, tell it right.
We got a big, like science and engineering processing thing down here. It's like a
I just don't want a bunch of chemists writing in saying engineers don't do chemical analysis, Fid, Julie. And then we got to do a whole show where we apologize to the Guild of Chemical Dudes.
Are you anti-Semitic?
No.
Sounded like it.
When did you? Okay, when did you stop being anti-Semitic?
Yeah, hold on. It's not like I like earthquakes, okay? It's not like I'm waiting for an earthquake to happen. But on the same token, if there's no earthquakes, it doesn't make me anti-seismic. So don't go call me anti-seismic when, you know, a nice earthquake sometimes is a very exciting thing to go through. So I don't want to say that I'm anti-seismic, because sometimes if it's not a bad one, then yeah, I think there's good earthquakes, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I feel the same way about commercial flight crashes, which is, I don't want one to ever happen to any flight. But if one were to happen, I would like to be able to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you see that one? Did you see that one where it did crash and everybody got off and walked off?
As I'm driving down the highway, I want to see the plane up there, and then it explodes and goes down, and there's a shitload of black smoke. It's like, look, I don't want it to happen. Again, I don't want it to happen. But I would love to see it happen if it was already going to happen. And there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Field. Away from the debris field.
I want to be in the splash zone. You know what I mean?
So it's not like you're going out every weekend and buying one-way tickets or something.
All I bought was a parking spot in front of the runway and a laser pointer.
I didn't like flying anyway.
And those two things aren't related. But, I mean, come on. That doesn't make me a sick person.
It doesn't make
it makes you anti-seismic
on reality television at airports. Did you catch it? Have you seen any of that? I know that Google thinks that, you know, we snoodle too much, and so we get bleed over. Have you gotten any of those videos, Fid? Fuck. Not snoodling. I was talking about snoodling. We could go back to that. How many snoodling videos have you gotten recently? In your recommended feed? It's love, Peas. It's love. No,
Alexa, set a 7 a.m. alarm.
The reality shows that they're filming at the airport. Have you caught any of this crap? Where they're just catching drunk people trying to get on airplanes all day, and then old people moving tons of drugs through their suitcases?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what that is. Some guy was at the airport and had a crazy day at the airport. He was like, this could be a show! And he put a bunch of money behind it, and now there's people filming assholes at the airport hoping to get enough of something interesting to cut together and put some fucking commercials behind it and call it a day.
It's a bizarre collection, because I've caught a couple of them, and it's, you know, it's usually a lot of people, you know, it's a lot of pissed off customers, people that are angry with the staff for some reason, for something that is completely out of their control for the staff.
Well,
and then there's, but then they'll get these people to talk. It's like, oh, you're here with a TV camera, and I'm at the airport, and I'm going through a hard time. And sometimes I think you see some people be like, oh, fuck, they got me being an asshole on a camera. So then they've got two decisions to make, or two choices that they have to decide on one. And that is to either nut up and apologize, or double down and maintain their position. And when Jimmy Corncracker from Colin Falls, Wisconsin, needs to get back home for the pig raising, he can't. It doesn't matter how many light beers he had over at Applebee's 3, the mini Applebee's exclusive experience available only in this nation's finest airport eateries.
What does matter is those 3 Miller Lights cost him $45.
Yeah, but it's buy one, get one. So it's almost like out of those 6 tiny cups that he got, he almost got like 2 whole beers.
You know, a lot of people would complain about the person at the airport with a big fucking camera and a microphone filming everybody, how intrusive it is. But I wish those people would hush up, because I want more of those assholes with cameras around. Because the thing is, like, when somebody engages you, it's all good. You can do whatever you want. Somebody calls your phone, you can fuck with them as much as you want. They knock on your door, you can fuck with them as much as you want. They come at you with a camera in the airport, it's fair game. They engaged you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, you can be the biggest asshole it's a free opportunity to act like a fucking lunatic at the airport. I mean, there aren't that many chances to do that, but like, when you're acting like a complete asshole, and they come and they see the camera and they see the ravenous fucking production
right
crew, that's obviously trying to agitate and provoke everybody. It's kind of like how the mom always gets the kids in the divorce. Like you just win that one by default.
The prison you go to for doing stuff like that at airport is like tits up prison.
Well, you go throw a duffel bag down an elevator
no.
and you cover your head, and when the police come to get you, you just point at the camera crew and go, well, they told me to do it. They were going to give me $50.
Yeah.
It's
why does it say Fid Chuli under my picture? I'm not Fid Chuli. I'm the peas.
You left.
I didn't leave.
Look,
well, I don't want it to be Fid Chuli.
Are you? Yeah, you don't want to be Fid Chuli. Who wouldn't want to be Fid Chuli? He's all kinds of things. Like he's like average height.
I want to be just like me when I grow up.
Yeah.
Success is just one more day.
It's just a McDonald's ball pit away.
Where are we at? All right, time for my favorite part of the show. It's
Proving
Have you seen Kyle? The weekly Kyle Rittenhouse news update. Kyle was on TV last week. I think he was on Fox News. He was
a lot of times.
So we have seen Kyle, and that's my favorite part of the show.
I was
going to say though.
No, we're in the follow-up mode now. Go for it.
He threw out the first pitch at the Atlanta Braves game last night.
Dude, it's so hard to killed 3 spectators.
Cracked the bat.
Yeah. It was like Superman threw it. How fucked up do you think that kid's life is? I know on a lot of levels people, they're right and this and that, but the reality is, and I genuinely believe this when he says it, he's somewhat remorseful he had to kill those people for trying to...
Well, here's the thing nobody's talking about, okay?
Here we go.
He's going to get a lot of tail from this. Nobody brought that up. There's a
Chicks
whole
that like
bunch
cops.
There's a whole bunch of Beckys.
Chicks that like cops will be all over cops.
Yeah, a whole bunch of Beckys are gonna want to fuck him.
I think there's a goth trick
Girls
chick
without
crossover
daddy issues will totally
because of the
totally love him.
Yeah, like they already
he's
know
got a nice
protect
long
her.
line of strippers in his future. He could be a stripper boyfriend in like a second.
Has he ghostwritten his first book yet?
Next week.
You know, he's like he was 17 when he started this. That's like how old Harry Potter was when he went to Disneyland and learned how to
I feel
be a
bad
wizard.
because I hadn't even shot my first deer by the time I was 17.
I read that Universal Studios is going to replace the Jimmy Fallon experience with the Kyle Rittenhouse experience.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be one of those shooting galleries, the Kyle Rittenberg shooting gallery.
I heard for accuracy they were
brought to you
going,
by Bank of America.
when they start the Macy's Holiday Parade next week with all the floats and balloons. They'll have an SUV careening in and out of the crowds for accurate realism. Stay behind the lines, kids.
And at the end of the ride, everybody actually gets legally arrested and charged with crimes. There's a real cop at the end of the line.
Like in the future, I can see Kyle's a Baltimore policeman with that weird policeman checkered hat. It's the only one in the country. Or no, Chicago has him too. The fucked up checkers. And he's like a Baltimore cop, and he pulls you over for not reading correctly on the reading benches.
No, dude, I'm calling it right now. I said it here. You heard it. I already brought up the part that nobody's talking about, how he's going to get a bunch of tail from this. Here's the other one. Give it 10 months. Kyle Rittenhouse podcast. He's going to do a fucking podcast, or he's going to have some kind of fucking show.
With Joe Rogan. No, host it.
How long until his Joe Rogan interview, and how long before he starts or co-hosts his
How long till he does
podcast
DMT? Oh,
He'll probably
Joe
be
Rogan's
on...
going to make him do DMT, and then he's going to be super fucked up. I killed 3 souls.
He's going to have something going on for himself before he can go on to Joe Rogan, because he doesn't have anything going on anymore. Now nobody's interested in him.
He's going to become a rook.
Everybody's
going to follow
just mad, because it's over. It's over. And everybody's just pissed the hell off because now there's nothing else to watch. Yeah. And right after,
so the university,
all the big cases are wrapping up before Christmas. So
the University of Arizona's Arizona's student body is petitioning for the dean to expel Kyle from the University of Arizona. And get this, Kyle,
for the crime of being
proven innocent in a court of law. Okay, so you were proven innocent, so now you can't. And it turns out, I'm like kind of outraged by this, but then I find out Kyle is taking a first aid course online. That's not really attending the University of Arizona. Like if you put that on your resume, I attended University of Arizona, and all you took was an online first aid course. That's probably, like, we sell those at CSN.
I went to the University of fucking Cartoon Network.
What's the matter, you?
I can't do
What's the matter?
Well, that's how Kyle Rittenhouse got his slack back in superb fashion. And praise Bob that somebody was filming it.
He's suing Whoopi Goldberg for defaming him. Personally. And you know that was really? Too. Yeah. Joyce Bear and Whoopi Goldberg, he's suing for defamation of character.
See,
big money too.
This is why he's going to
go on for years.
That's why he's going to have a
crazy time.
Because he's not going to disappear. He's going to stay in the news. He's going to be doing defamation suits. And,
who was that guy that gave the Iranians a Bible and some guns and stuff, and Iran-Contra? What was that guy's name? Oliver Stone? What, not Oliver Stone, but his name was something Oliver. But, yeah, that guy was famous. He did this really treacherous and traitorous thing for the CIA, and now he's got a radio show. Oliver North.
The Zodiac Killer had multiple movies made about him while he was presumably still alive.
Still killing people.
Who's gonna play Kyle Rittenhouse in the Lifetime made-for-TV movie?
Haley Joel Osment
as baby Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah,
as fat baby.
Ellen Page.
Yeah.
The defense, the prosecuting attorneys will be portrayed as by Ellen DeGeneres and that chick from MSNBC.
Carrot Top.
I just got a note. We replaced Haley Joel Osment with Jesse the Body Ventura as Kyle Rittenhouse.
Well, he's not the body anymore. He's the brain.
Yeah, well now he's Jesse the Prostate Ventura.
That's the biggest thing he's got carrying around in there.
Has he tried lavender? Has he tried an essential lavender oil on his pillow?
He's just really just committed to the act, you know?
Well, I don't know, Pease. Why don't you tweet him and ask him?
Wrestlers are contractually obligated to die in extravagant ways. It's to keep the DVD sales and the archives up. And Jesse,
you have to give all the money back. You have to give all the money, steroids, and cocaine back.
Is the best advertising revenue Vince McMahon doesn't even have to pay for.
Yeah. Governor of Minnesota.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
I didn't like wrestling.
Well, you still had a favorite wrestler, right? Like, who's
Nah.
your favorite? Fit, who is your favorite wrestler?
My dad.
He was hardcore. He was hardcore. His day.
Mine's Father Jim.
Father Jim.
Well, that's what he said us boys could call him.
Father Jim Maka.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also my new favorite part of the show. We talked about earthquakes earlier, and I was going to tell you, yeah, we need the earthquake report from our new tropical reporter. Your brand new character, Pease. Well, who you do the weather?
Ted Fluenza, weatherman to the stars. Base remains at absolute zero, and they're expected to have no changes. That's all.
So
Wow. Wow. Hold on. Can we give him a round of applause first?
I don't remember which button that is. We never hit that button.
It's a sciencey joke.
Such a well-developed character. So many layers to that character. Like I feel like you wrote a whole backstory that you didn't even incorporate into that.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's what he has.
First
He
of all-
can't do the character, but he can tell you about the character for days.
Only Pease could craft a four-dimensional character.
I love you, Dr. Fox.
Where does Ted Fluenza hail from?
Well, Ted Fluenza is from Tennessee, strangely enough, but he's of Filipino heritage. Both of his parents lived in the Philippine Islands as dark cover agents for the old Soviet bloc. And so he grew up with kind of a twisted view of America and capitalism. Nonetheless, as a young child, he strived to learn all he could about space weather so that one day he could become a meteorologist to the stars themselves, much like his childhood hero, Carl Sagan.
You see what I'm talking about, everybody? Only Pease could craft such a, I would say, five-dimensional character like that and express it in such a small amount of time, just 15 seconds, one joke that wasn't even that funny. It's amazing.
He almost gave up on his dream in high school when he met the love of his life, Lucy Lawless. But she went on to have a famous acting career, and so Ted Fluenza buckled down, went back to meteorological school, and focused more intensely on the depths of space as the focus of his in-depth weather reports.
He never crapped in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit, though.
But he did open somebody's mail.
He did cheat the skee ball. He did cheat the skee ball game.
He got his slack back, that's for sure.
That's cheat ball. If it ain't all skeet, it's nothing but cheat. That's what my pappy used to say to me when he beat me upside the back of a head with a lawn dart.
Ted's happiest when he's doing karaoke songs of the Beatles. Not the early years, just Revolver On.
Revolver On? Which one is that one?
Yeah, it's the best one.
Sure.
If you're Ted Fluenza.
Yeah, none of that gay Beatles music.
Just I like the more macho stuff. What was it? We built this city on rock and roll. Built it. That's my favorite Beatles song.
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
Yeah, I think Grace Moist.
It's a Ringo song, right?
Grace Moist from Starship Trooper.
So when you're of a Filipino origin and you're living in Tennessee, Peas.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Do you have like a totally like native local accent, or are your parents like first immigration immigrants and they have like some, they have
here's the thing.
Dialectual
Here's the thing.
differences.
They call it fish mouth.
They only taught him Tagalog in the house, right? So they speak all Tagalog in the house, but his parents had jobs, so they're speaking Tagalog with a Tennessee accent.
What about the onion?
What's the native language of the Philippines,
chive?
folks? No, it's Tagalog is the name of the native language of the Philippines. Although I will concede your point that the country of the Philippines comprises of almost 10,000 little tiny islands, and many of them do have their own dialects and specific ways of speaking, much like we do here in the United States. But nonetheless, Ted Fluenza had no knowledge of that whatsoever. He only knew that this is how his parents spoke Tagalog, but they did it with a heavy Tennessee accent. So when he went on his mission with the Mormon Church to, guess what country? You're right, the Philippines. No, the Philippines. And when he would communicate with his former compatriots in their native tongue, they didn't understand him because of his heavy Tennessee draw.
Damn.
So
That's Ted Fluenza.
He can speak fluent Tagalog, but with a heavy Tennessean accent.
Yes, sir.
And he had nothing left but his meteorology.
Now, he did meet one woman over there who was strangely enough raised in Georgia, but the dialects were so different they weren't able to communicate with each other either.
And she was only his second cousin, so it wasn't that weird.
He did mention that to me, so maybe he had a private conversation.
I mean, second cousin, come on, that's pretty much fine, right? I mean,
it's like Thomas Jefferson's descendants, right?
I mean, if she's hot, if she's hot, right, then, second cousin, right? She's hot.
All good with Thomas Jefferson. First cousin. Third cousin.
Turns out being the weatherman for the Stars is not really a long-term or even a paying gig.
No,
But,
I would think that's something that's in demand is personally curated media.
I guess you find that stuff out after you've taken out the student loans. But nonetheless, I think he does a fine job of it.
What school did you go to for this?
Wait a second, I'm surprised Pease already hasn't come up with a character named Student Loans. Come on, Pease, you're leaving money on the table. That could be your next, the finance, the finance anchor for time for the show.
Loans.
Stuart, middle name Dent. Or is it Dent Loans, hyphenated, like your mom's maiden name was Dent?
Studi Loans.
Alright.
We'll leave it on the table.
It's a work in progress. Not like Ted Fluenza. He's pretty fleshed out.
Does Ted Fluenza know what's going on? Well, no. Where's what even roving reporter do we have left? Scoops went off and got married in Romania.
Oh.
And
Scoops died, Jim. Scoops died.
And Jim Macon.
I didn't tell you.
What did Jim Macon even do? Did Jim Macon have a career?
Scoops? No, dude. Scoops and Jamaican died. They got the Kid COVID, Octatron, Prime, Posse, fucking COVID, and they dropped dead yesterday. I fucking had one sneeze and their head exploded.
Their head.
Crazy. Yeah.
Each one of their heads exploded.
You knew they're conjoined twins, right?
So basically, what you're saying is that you just infinite crisis Scoops and Jim Macon. and now we have Ted Turner, weatherman of the stars.
Ted Fluenza.
Well, I don't like anything about Ted Fluenza. You know, I need somebody that's out breaking the news.
That's hurtful.
Well, does Ted Fluenza need a job reporting? What about the exploits of Wisconsin man this week, Ted Fluenza?
Wow. Well, here's the thing. If Ted was going to talk about Wisconsin man, even if he was on the air right now, he would bow to your superior knowledge of the intricacies and cultural preferences and habits of Wisconsin man. As before the show started, kids, you may not realize this, but Dr. Fox and Fid Chuli and I all have high intellectual discussions about things we haven't thought about during the week. And one of those things happened to be Wisconsin man. And Dr. Fox, your hero and mine, came up with some of the most profound observations regarding the habitats and nature of Wisconsin man that nor could Ted Fluenza even hold a candle. So Fox, if I may, I would prefer
you want me to elaborate on Wisconsin?
Yeah, because you articulated it so well earlier.
You want me to say out of my mouth now things we were talking about earlier about Wisconsin man?
Earlier, yeah,
all
they were so funny.
I'll do that, but Ted Fluenza better have some biting commentary by the time I'm done rambling.
Well, he's
Wisconsin man. Everybody hears about Florida man. Like, I'm down in Florida man territory. Fid Chuli's down in Florida man territory. Had X Day in Florida man territory, and that's kind of the thing. Is like, you want to be in Florida man territory when you hear that Florida man has done something. It's usually something fun and insane and just off the wall. It's a great time catching up with Florida man. Wisconsin man, see, right there, you didn't like that. You didn't like hearing that in your ears, Wisconsin man. Nothing good comes after those words. Florida man wrestles gator, loses 2 legs, but wins best legs trophy. Wisconsin man, I can't even continue.
Makes me think of cunnilingus.
Myself down by even uttering words that would follow what Wisconsin man did this week. There's nothing positive that comes from that desolate wasteland. It is a home for inebriated ice addicts. That's what it is. It's for drunks to go suck ice all day, natty ice out of the ice. And I think we ought to just sell it off to Canada.
They like cheese.
Yeah, Florida man, you hear about him because he got his, had to have his left butt cheek amputated after a fight with his 500-pound wife over the last pizza roll. And that's funny. And then you hear about Wisconsin man, and it's like, Wisconsin man marries woman he met on the suicide hotline. It's just like that's weird, and it's strange, but it's not fun. It's not jazzy. It's more of like more craft work. You know,
looking for something more Fargo-esque.
Yeah,
wood chipper stuff.
They just don't do it right. They're trying. It's too cold there. It's too cold to be crazy in Wisconsin. You know what I mean? When it's fucking 40 degrees outside, it's like, I'll be a complete sociopath tomorrow.
As far as body disposal goes, there's a lot worse places you could live than Florida. Because in Wisconsin, you kill somebody in the winter, you got to grind that up and feed it to your dogs, something, but there's just no way to get rid of that. And in the summertime, you bury it or somewhere in the woods, but some hunter could find it. There's animals that dig that shit up. Florida, dude, you could shoot yourself in the head after a nationwide search for you, and 2 weeks later, they got like a tennis shoe and 1 bone left. If you're gonna do bad things, Florida's the place to really work on it and really perfect your craft, because you're not cluttered up with a lot of remains.
Yeah, it's basically a biological Cuisinart. It just, yeah, nothing stays around too long.
Which brings us to my favorite part of the show. Proving Grounds, your favorite fun interactive activity. Aster 6 is going to read out this week's headlines, and then the checkerboard here, and the head chuckle in charge, Reverend Pease, of course, is going to lead us through the quickest witty banter that can escape our skulls. So here we go. Aster 6, the first headline, please.
So we've got our...
what people say at the end of Jeopardy.
We've got our first headline with a town in California going micronation because of COVID guidelines.
Due to COVID guidelines of something in California, what, a neighborhood?
A town.
A town. A town is...
We want more restrictions and the state won't give them to us, so we're gonna make our own.
That's about all I've got. Are they on fire?
No.
Okay, well, they've got that going for them.
We don't know.
Not that it was mentioned.
All homes with COVID will be burnt to the ground. Regulation new one.
So Civil War II is going to start in California. All right.
Cali.
I've got nothing for that.
Just
I've got
like
nothing.
All right,
Charlie Manson
we'll
said.
ease into it. We'll move on. This one might be a little bit better. U.S. Customs has seized a bag of 4,000 bongs at the D.C. airport.
Tommy Chong seen leaving country rapidly.
He's only had sex with 900 of them.
TSA was dismayed to find that one motherfucker had a rip on him.
Yeah, they're at the airport. They got 900 bongs, but everyone had to throw their lighters out.
No rip.
4,000
4,000 bongs?
glass bongs.
Glass bongs at the airport?
At the airport.
I'm just kidding, it wasn't Pease, it was me. I had sex with the bongs.
It's just my collection.
Snoodle.
I only did that once,
Identical
okay?
glassware.
What else we
It's
got?
part of a very small group of people who collect identical pieces of glassware. And I'm moving my entire collection.
So in the UK, they had a bad snowstorm, and some people were stuck in a pub for 3 days.
Whitest
Worst thing
country,
about it is an Oasis.
yeah,
worst thing was an Oasis cover band played the entire time.
I was going to say police found them drowned to death.
All right.
Because it's a bar.
We now have a where is it? South Carolina.
It really was.
A assisted living facility burned down after bullets were found in a toaster.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Police see no correlation between the two events.
documents suggest one of the residents was a Japanese World War II soldier who still
Where are you
has not
supposed to
heard that
keep
the
your
war
bullets?
was over.
In your gun.
Where are you supposed to keep your bullets? I guess some more nights canceled. I guess some more nights is canceled. There's barbecue and sweet tea in the reception area.
All right, we got one more. No?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one. I got two, but I think this one makes more sense.
All right, last one.
So coming back to actually, it's not Florida man, it's Philippines man.
Oh.
Man in Philippines.
Ted Fluenza.
Oh, Ted Fluenza.
Took a picture with a plastic alligator, found out it was not a plastic alligator, the hard way.
What does the hard way mean?
It bit him.
It bit him?
It bit him.
Is he okay?
No.
Poor Ted. That's why I didn't want to be on the air tonight.
Pour one out for Ted Fluenza. Down there for you in Philippine heaven.
We got
All right, time for my favorite part the show. Apologizes for the show and everything else I'm not taking the rap for it. Pease, wait, tell the kid.
Well, Pete, you gotta at least apologize at some point for Fox not doing the how we got our Slack back segment, which was the only one that I actually took notes on. So,
Well, what were your notes on that, Fid? Please expound upon them.
well, no, if I actually said it, it wouldn't make the apology as good.
Well, it might be even better. How do you know your fucking thing is so good that I don't gotta apologize for the shit out of it?
Because there's about 58 seconds left in the show.
Oh, so I gotta get going with the apology then. I didn't realize that the show was going by so fast tonight, kids, but there's a little known story to that crocodile biting Tedfluenza, in that the crocodile was later cited for operating a food consortium without a vendor license. So,
58 seconds call, and he immediately goes back to the previous bit.
what are you talking about? I'm just apologizing. I don't tell you how to
Will
apologize
Chair
for the
please
bit you
advise the
do.
gentleman to proceed with the apologies? The gentleman from Nevada will now apologize.
The gentleman from Florida is recognized in his haste in wanting me to continue with the apologies, but I would remind said gentleman I am purely capable by my constituents to proceed in the manner that they deem fit, and that they are my masters, sir, not you. Now, in that light, I would further apologize for the inclusion of many potentially unfunny bits that didn't work out, like when I was going to be a rapper and said I was Lil Nickel. That probably wasn't any funnier than being anti-seismic. But nonetheless, those were the jokes I tried to throw out there. Sometimes they stick, sometimes they don't. Remember, it's Christmas time. I only got the second throwback. If I could have done it a third time, maybe then. But here we are, and remember, just like Santa, Peas is watching you. You can't tape over your camera. I know what your nest address is. I see you, and I tell Dr. Fox all about it. The only way to prevent me from looking at you right now is to pay our Patreon. And how do you do that, Dr. Fox?
Well, Pease, let me tell you. You go to patreon.com/hypercube. If you sign up like all these other fine people, like Triology Soap, Bob South Scalpod, Reverend Loch Ness, Couch Sloth, Negative Nightcaller 23, Michael Mark, Long Dead, Substitute Change, Frenchie, Fenord, Hazel, and Mills, Dr. Cosmic, Floyd, and Reverend 80. All these people pitch in and pay them hyper bills. Why don't you? And remember, you can send stuff in the mail and get stuff back by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope and $1 to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. Find out more at hypercubego.com. Phil, did you have anything for
This
the chillins
episode-
before you go?
Yeah, I just always want to remind the kids not to get any STDs that I wouldn't get.
That's our show, kids. Brought to you by the City of Baltimore, the city you win a vacation to on a third-rate game show.
Can't wait to be third rate. See you next week.
I'm gonna go eat pie.